Hey everyone, it's Ross from Mythic Mountains Folk Tabletop Club. The following is another dungeon module that we're using in our years running open table classical adventure campaign 𝕬𝖚𝖋𝖍𝖗 Otherworld. I don't know if it's obvious from the channel. Maybe I need to do better explaining this to YouTube, but 𝕬𝖚𝖋𝖍𝖗 is one of our games, and Gunderhalfen actually takes place in the same shared setting with shared conventions for swords and wizardry. It's the same campaign. And my slice of that pie nowadays is what I call Lioness, inspired by Vance's Lioness novel series, and also Gabor Lux's the Hungarian D20 Society Echoes from Fomalhaut, 12 Kingdoms setting. So in that setting, I am now running, if you've followed D&D history for long, you're probably familiar with this, Caverns of Thracia by Janelle Jacquays and Judges Guild 1979. This is the dungeon adventure module that has become the test by which all dungeon design is measured today. We're glad that you're joining us for this adventure. Like, subscribe, and share. They have been waiting for over 1,000 years. The things that lurk beneath the waters, skulk in the darkness, and lie hungrily in the dank crypts have been patient. All around them, men and monsters bicker for the above ground. None have been bold enough to traverse the dark cavern's depths, afraid, or perhaps wise enough, to leave the forgotten vaults and hidden passages alone. And still they wait, undisturbed. For you, an adventurer, are willing to brave those depths. They are waiting for you. All right, so everybody, welcome to Dark Lioness, the lands far west of Albion. In a past that may or may not be our own time, the one true king lay dead, slain by his chaos-infected son. Chaos lurks at the edges of civilization's crumbling walls and in between scattered baronies and tombs and crypts, hiding treasures and magical secrets. You are all adventurers, tomb robbers, sellswords, dabblers of forbidden secrets, and insane zealots seeking martyrdom for your gods. Lioness is a semi-continent that lays west of Albion. You are all from Albion, with the exception of one character at least, who's from Fornjotr. Ages from now, Lioness will sink beneath the waves in myth and mist. They will say because of its sins. You are here to survive and witness those sins. You travel to a village on the far northeastern island of the archipelago of Lioness called Telgran. There in a dark forest is a village called 𝕬𝖚𝖋𝖍𝖶. And you have heard that there is a complex of secrets and treasures that has been unopened in a recent war, somewhere to the west. And you've gathered in a seedy tavern to put together your plan to enter the vault and take its treasures. It is the 4th of Einar of Darkentide, and the weather outside is awful. Though you are lucky to have survived your journey by sea to the port northeast of here, and the frozen ground on the wagon that brought you to this village made it within a day and a half. The freezing rains have come. You know that you'll be slowed. You probably wear heavy furs and oil-soaked cloaks. But tonight is the night before, and you'll spend your money in this tavern for every night that you're not making your way into the tomb, which you have heard is directly west of here, out of the dark forest, between two mountains and a valley. Somewhere directly west of here, between two mountains and a valley. You hope that you find it soon, and that it is not far away. The locals here are a mixture of foreigners and people from the islands. They have strange names that are not Woldish. They're not English. Some of their names sound like names from myth long ago. They sound like the language liturgic. And foreigners also from every kind of island and continent far away, since the war has kind of mixed everything up. Likewise, there are people here in the tavern clearly of different allegiances. This is a contested land, and it is not clear exactly who has established their lordship, since the merchant council of the city of 𝕬𝖚𝖋𝖍𝖊𝖗 has lost its power in the region. You have heard that there are beasts that prowl the forest, steal people and their things, and murder. Those are the things that you, as you hear the sleet and rain hitting the tavern roof outside, you're gathered over tallow light, trying to gather what information you can from the locals. And that's where we'll begin. Everybody gets a free rumor per our rules. Maybe. I'm going to use Janelle Jacquays' rules for that here. Starting with 𝕬𝖚𝖋𝖍𝖊𝖗. 𝕬𝖚𝖋𝖍𝖊𝖗, roll a d4, please. This will represent your success at carousing since you've arrived here. A 3. You gain 3 pieces of information. The best success you can. Roll a d20 3 times. 13, 5, and 11. Let's see. All right. 13, 5, and 11. I guess I'll just have to, let's see here. Tech problems. 13, 5, and 11. Let's do it here. 13, 5, and 11. Actually, real quick, let's divvy things up. So the group caller tonight, Jeff playing Mungo. Would someone like to be the group treasurer, like keeping track of treasure?
I can do it.
Eddie, that's 100 XP there.
All right.
Would someone like to have Swords and Wizardry complete revised up, preferably in PDF format that you can Control F and look at the table of contents? To be
I've got it open already. Yep.
Awesome. Okay, so you could be our lore master. That's 100 XP. And then anybody that wants to map can. I think that's it. But for the person that is keeping track of the rules, if you could keep track that 13, 5, and 11 has been taken. 13, 5, and 11. So, 𝕬𝖚𝖋𝖍𝖊𝖗. Is 𝕬𝖚𝖋𝖍𝖊𝖗 a drinker?
Yes.
Okay.
It's
Right.
been known to bring beer to people.
There are rumors about what is in those tombs. You are the people that are crazy enough to go there. People have heard things. There's fighting outside among the creatures that are coming up out of the mountains. So, of one person who claims that a dark-robed man has resided within the tombs and that his people are there. He has heard of a halfling hermit, a half-sized person, and says they are trustworthy and they work with outsiders. Likewise, he has heard from the dark-robed person to be wary of all statues in that place. And lastly, the people that are taken down there from the outside eat other people. All right. And the next one, let's see, Mungo, if you could roll a d4. You discover 2 pieces. Roll a d20 twice. Three and 8.
8 and 3.
Okay.
3 and 8. Okay.
Yep. Likewise, another person says that they have talked to a mad, wild person of the wilderness. They say they live in the hills, and they've done so in Telgran. Some say they are from the Arcsign, the elves that have lived here countless ages. Others say they are just crazy people. But one such person, another patron you talk to, claims to have encountered. And this person says that their people constructed earthenworks and makeshift things to traverse amongst the fallen ruins of the crypt. And in particular, they use rope. And in using rope to traverse things, the ropes that are placed are rotten and frayed and untrustworthy. Lastly, one madman was heard yelling, "Beware the Yellow Death." Whether they came from that place or not, no one knows. Ralston, roll a d4.
Okay. Be a 2.
Roll a d20 twice.
Okay.
Great picture of the end. Love it.
Thanks.
12
That's
and a
from
4.
Gabor Lux.
Or, yeah, 216 rather.
You said a 16?
2 and a 16, yes, sir.
Oh, okay. 2 and 16. Okay. Let's see. You speak with a merchant. He has with him many guards. In fact, he's looked for people just such as you. People insane enough to take the risk, because he has also heard of these crypts. And he has heard that these mutant beast people, which are clawing their way out of the mountains and into the wild forests around here, have tremendous wealth from ancient times. And historical artifacts that are of specific interest to him. For that reason, you are going to need a name in case you want to work with this man.
Binkus.
Forgive me. This is no man, this is a woman. She also is a foreigner. She has a strange name, caramel skin. She comes from places not like Albion at all, but from far away. The war,
Byzantines.
perhaps. The war and but the name, I don't know if you've encountered Magnus yet, but it's not like his name, and it's not like those names. Her name is 𝕬𝖚𝖋𝖍𝖈𝖐𝖊𝖗, which you can call her R.A.
That sounds kind of Greek, honestly.
Maybe. Yes.
Yeah.
And anyways, and she does have dark curly hair. And and much jewelry and is dressed finely. And anyways, she is seeking artifacts from this place, which she says are of specific interest to her. She will pay you a tremendous amount of gold for each and every one of these you find. She will pay you between 2 and 200 gold pieces, depending on what you find. Okay. Let's see. Vargr.
I'm going to write down maybe Greek.
D4.
Yeah, D4. Sorry.
All good. 2.
Roll a D20 twice.
10 and 12.
With her, you meet. No. This is not what this is. You meet a robed person who speaks with you specifically, Vargr, because you have spent time here. After your travels in Arain, did you ever provide your sacrifice?
I provided a tithe. I did not execute anyone.
No,
we took. I don't think we took. We sent those people to the woods, right? But I don't think I have executed anyone. So no, I am due for a sacrifice, I believe.
Okay.
Not it.
Perhaps you forgot about the sacrifice. What numbers did you get again?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
10 and 12.
Thank you.
Yeah.
10 and 12. Hold on just a second. I have to try to...
I like each of us to try to disseminate what was told to us, like we're telling each other at the table. Okay, this is what I heard. Cannibals. I don't know. I don't know, man. Or Dark Rope Man said, "Don't touch nothing." What'd you guys get?
Well, this lady might be Greek. She's going to pay us a lot of money to obtain artifacts from the beast man in the woods.
It beats killing ice slugs or whatever the hell those things. Leeches. Ice leeches.
True.
It is.
Put something creepier on for a second. It gets creepy.
All right, I'm ready for some creep.
The person that sits with you, you don't ask them to. They pull a small tinny lute from their cloak, and they begin speaking. They sing a ballad. Hark, your soul, your divine lay of Northland, a place where mirth and darkness lay in display. Hill's deep embrace where sun does not gleam, lies hall of laughing skulls, a sight of wildest dream. And high archways, laughter echoes, skulls abound, jollity unending in the silent stony ground. Eyes of hollow sockets they watch with eerie cheer, a mocking life's fleeting dance that ends now here. You are in the presence of a, what are they called again? Sorry.
Freak.
It's definitely a freak.
Alder.
It's,
While she laughs at him after
it's
he
important
tells
to
him.
Albion. Not an Albion, to Lioness. These are called the minstrel judges. These are the most powerful authorities in the land. They travel and dispense their judgment freely as they see fit. and their authority is bound by the gods of the Arcsign ancestors absolutely, and no one can oppose them. And they have found Vargr. And anyways, he sings, each skull a story, flesh, breath they tell. Now laugh, they did laugh. Did they laugh? A peculiar hell. No tears, no cries, just laughter, ghastly trove, a reminder of life's folly and death. They find their love. And then he bows and gets up and leaves. You don't have to reveal this to your friends, by the way. You can be like, I'm just not going to tell anybody about that.
Right.
Yeah.
What did he say?
Vargr comes back to the table. He's just very pale.
Oh no.
And he says, we should see if there are any prisoners. Any prisoners that are due for execution. I may have been remiss in my duties.
Would everyone Atticus, would everyone know about that thing you have to do as druids that execute prisoners?
I don't know. Vargr's not going to be open about the fact that he engages in
maybe that's my fault.
You know, I gotta murder people. Once in a while I gotta murder a dude. Cold blood.
Everybody in town has a house but Balchi, and I go around bringing beer and wine to everybody. But I haven't been to Vargr because he's got these creepy old birds hanging around. So I'm like, nope, not going over there.
All right. Let's see. Cutter, roll a d4, please.
Come on, Cutter. Roll a 3.
A 3. Roll a d20 3 times. Real quick, as you do that, Mungo, do you want to hire people? You have 6 people.
I was going to ask people about this, if we want to bring along a torchbearers or something. With 6 of us, I don't know if we want to. I mean, we're already splitting gold and experience 6 ways. I don't know what you guys think about that.
In the past, we've normally brought some men-at-arms or archers to help us in the open field, to travel, to help protect us on the road, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we've been doing, but that's up to you.
It's up to our purses, really.
Yeah, that too.
This also, this is unique. This is not Longfelt, and
true.
in fact, you do not find anyone professional willing to regard you. They think you're insane. The people here are other insane people who, looking for strange things, are willing to accompany you into hell itself. A bit of an inversion of your usual experience in Irene.
I say, Mungo,
I would say
after you.
No, go ahead.
You're probably going to say what I'm going to say. Mungo, I would suggest maybe we should look to someone local. What are you going to say?
Yeah, I was going to say, look for someone who has been there. I will happily pay for someone to show us how to get there.
You would also pay for someone to lie about being there. So there's that.
Well, I got to kill somebody. So
okay.
Right. Okay. Fair.
Oh my gosh. All right, that does work. That's neutral, by the way. How much money are you willing to spend on that? I should also note that people are not free about information. Like their information is marks you, so people don't want to just. And also, people believe that the words you say, your mind is not just your mind. You have your mind and also the thing not your mind, and so things can speak and they can be brought into being depending on what is said and heard. People are careful about just freely saying stuff. But with money and booze, that could change.
I would like to, as the rumors are being circulated, I'd like to speak with perhaps the bartender, the owner of the tavern, or perhaps what was her name? 𝕬𝖃𝖍𝖗𝖊𝖗?
Yeah,
Um,
the
all right.
well,
Just given the sort of questions she was asking, I think maybe she may have already had her eye on somebody to make this journey. If there's anybody she's already been considering that we should approach.
She will send a liaison with you, actually. They can't fight, but they can carry things and watch. If that's what you want. You don't have to pay them. They will take anyone that goes in the dungeon with you, though, they get half gold and XP as an adventurer. Anyone. Okay.
Anybody who goes into the dungeon?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Regardless of whether or not they pick up a sword and swing it?
Pretty much, yes. I mean,
okay.
If it's somebody like you that literally follows you around because they just... Yeah, but basically if you hire somebody and they go with you, yes. Okay, rumors. Cutter, what D20s did you get?
3, 17, 7.
3 is a repeat according to my list.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. 17, 7. I'm going to try to speed up here a little bit. One of the things that you hear, you probably hear this as part of your conversation with 𝕬𝖃𝖍𝖗, is that this crypt, although there are supposedly humans that have come here or live there or something, one of you has heard that. She refutes that as part of a later conversation. She says, no, this was before Patrick came and dispelled the snake peoples. So this is a pre-human, pre-steel peoples.
St. Patrick, I get it.
Yeah. This is when the Serpent Kings ruled the islands of the Northwest. And so these are pre-human that live there, according to her. And she thinks they may still be there. You also hear this from another mad person, of which you've heard there are many in the woods, even in the freezing environs of Darkentide, that there are wild people that live out in the woods. And besides that, there are the people shocked and traumatized by the beast creatures, the people, beast people. So anyways, this person seems insane, and they take you, Cutter, and they grab you by the armor, and they shake you when they see you in armor, and they're like, they say, don't trust the trees, beware the god of death, don't trust the trees, and they shake you by you wearing plate mail?
No, I'm in leather armor. I'm a thief.
Leather, well, then you'll have like a place where it folds. They take you by that fold and they shake you, and they're like, don't trust the trees!
I just look at them. So I burn it down? Like, what do you want me to do?
He hops over to 2 other tables. Don't trust the trees! Beware the god of death! Don't trust them! And then runs out back into the freezing rain.
Everything's gangster until the trees start speaking to finish.
Machi says, leave me alone.
Minus 10 XP.
I'm gonna take that as a wild guess and say we need to burn down the whole fucking forest.
I don't think we... No.
William, roll a D4.
4 means you burn down the forest.
Hold on. I clicked too many times. Let me do that again.
I see a 2. I'll take the 2. Roll a 2d20. Okay. You'll want that one anyway. You don't want a 4.
All right. Oh my god. Sorry.
Does anyone roll a 4 yet?
Crap. 2d20.
Hey, and if you want to use hard copy dice, don't worry about Foundry. It's lagging, isn't it? Don't worry about it if you have hard copy dice or tactile dice.
20 and a 5. Yeah, I do. I have a huge tray in front of me. That's why I'm fumbling.
Yeah, just use that if you want. I mean, if it's lagging, don't sweat the. Okay, let's see. Okay, you continue the conversation with the merchants toward the end of the evening before the tavern closes for the night. The people here. No, wait a second. What's your class? You're a thief.
Yes.
Don't thieves later have an ability where they can read scrolls?
Later on, yeah.
Well,
I think it's read languages specifically.
Yeah.
I thought it was read. I've got the PDF.
You have an affinity for scrolls and maps and ancient texts and stuff like that. And they have some artifacts with them. As a thief, you eye them. You're able to slip them out and look at them without the merchant knowing. And you take some paper, and you take some charcoal, and you scrape it, and you get an imprint from this artifact, an old scroll. And with it, you are able to pick out some words. What languages do you speak?
William speaks Common, Goblin, Elvish, Dwarvish.
This is related to the Dwarvish language in an oblique way. You suspect that it is has something related to pre-human languages in the north. And anyways, you know that you know this language, at least about 1 in every 10 words, in the way that an Italian would know some Latin. Further, because of that, you're confident that you could, if you encounter this language in the dungeon, you would know parts of it by using this artifact imprint that you have. You know 65%, you can write this down on your character sheet. You know 65% of Thracian.
Oh.
Okay.
Got it.
That exhausts our time for the night at the tavern. You bed down for the evening. And you wake up the next day.
Would that be Thrace as in like Bulgaria Thrace? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, cool. Just curious. I've
Because
been on like a Greek kick lately. Sorry.
nice. No, yeah. Well, okay. The next day, it is absolutely miserable outside. Where's it at? Weird. I guess on our brain. Okay. Freezing, icy rain and mist in the village of 𝕬𝖚𝖋𝖍𝖐𝖊𝖗. When you leave the Bloody Bowl Inn, with your one liaison, you enter a dense forest. Does not sound like that. Let me find it. Telegram.
What you trying to do? I run Foundry. I may no.
Just want to give it this. There we go.
Oh, I see.
Okay, and then I got to zoom in.
So,
When you exit the village of 𝕬𝖚𝖋𝖍𝖐𝖊𝖗, you see around you a dark forest. Visibility is limited by the rain and the mist. You know that somewhere off far to your east, where the mists are thicker, lay the shoreline. And somewhere far off to the west are long marshlands frozen over, which you made your way through a road into the village, into the dark forest in. And also somewhere off far to the west is a is are mountain ranges. What do you do?
Now, did we have... I was taking a bunch of notes, but I wasn't keeping track of everybody. Were we given more specific direction on how to get to where we're going? I believe it was...
I think that's where our liaison comes in.
Yeah.
We don't know. We know the west. We know between two mountains in a valley.
That's right. That's what I've got is west two mountains in a valley. Does the
We don't know
liaison
miles.
Does the liaison have any more information?
She says, I've never been here. Never even been to this island before.
Are we following a road? Are we following a path? Or are we just walking through open fields?
From where you are right now, around you, you see dense forest. Let's see here. And then that's just outside the village. You know, north of the dense forest are the frozen marshlands from whence you came in, and somewhere far off to the east is the shoreline. That's what you can see from where you are. Your visibility is reduced to about 2 miles in the mist.
So, this village, is there a road that leads to it, or is it literally sitting in the middle of...
It winds through the forest to the north.
The north?
Yes.
Does it also continue to the south, or it's just to the north?
Just to the north. This is an isolated wood village. The people have been here for a long time. The whole place has almost turned wild if it weren't for the war and the ruins opening up.
Well, if we've got to be heading west, but the only road out goes north, do we think we should head north along the road for a little bit, at least a few miles, to see if it is going to go in that direction? We could only see a couple of miles, so we can't necessarily see mountains to the west.
You cannot see mountains to the west.
Yeah.
Or anything, really. You're just the dark forest.
I don't remember anywhere in our rumors where it said a direction or time and space.
Yeah.
To clarify, no, you have 3 details. Somewhere to the west, between 2 tall mountains and a valley.
Now, I'm making sure I'm understanding the specific words you're saying there. Between 2 mountains in a valley, or between 2 mountains and a valley?
In a valley. So if I were facing west,
between 2
I
mountains,
a big mountain here and a big mountain here, I'm in a valley and it's somewhere there.
Yeah.
That's the hope, anyway.
I was about to ask the same thing. Thank you.
As we are heading out of town, I'm looking for somebody that, looks like perhaps they travel at least a little bit in the local area. And I want to ask, if we head north, does the road eventually turn west? We're looking for a large mountain.
The best person that you could speak to that you find in that regard is this person that you're on employment terms with, assuming that Ralston shared this with the group. Sounds like you probably did. I'm going to mute you there for a second. Server mute just for a second. Then we'll come back. Yeah, that's fine. So, Ere knows that the road and her crew, that she has about 12 guards in like a wagon and stuff. The road goes to the north, and it only goes to the north. That's where 𝕬𝖚𝖋𝖍𝖊𝖗 is. However, what you could do is travel the road to the north part of a day and then travel west across the frozen marsh. That's an alternative to going through the wilderness. But that's what it would look like if you went north and then west.
I think that sounds like a better plan than just plunging straight into the wilderness.
True.
Sounds good, man. Yeah.
Or falling right into her trap.
Yes, of course. The road.
You travel the road north that you came in on foot for several hours. I'm going to roll this in the open. Nice. Other than it being miserable and frozen, it is uneventful today. You travel for several hours, and then you can see in the mists as far as you can go. It'll probably take several days' travel to make it to the lands of Angemir. Do you want to make your break 90 degrees here into the marsh and see what happens?
Is there any additional information we have to work with? I mean, we don't, other than waiting until the marsh looks frozen enough to get across it. I don't think we've got any additional.
Oh, we know about the
reason to
trees
pick-
being evil.
Well, it's true.
That's about it.
We were told to beware of the trees.
Well, there's less trees in a marsh,
Yeah.
I guess, I assume,
Yeah.
than a forest.
Well, let's make sure we put it a decent amount of distance, a quarter mile or so from the edge of the tree line if we can before we start going into the marsh.
Okay. There's no token. What does that mean?
There's nothing
Well-
providing a light source.
Player token? There's no player token for us to view.
Nice.
So, you leave the road to the west, and you do see, eventually off to your left, mountains. This is a open, desolate space. And you now travel, it takes you about 6 hours to make it out into the open. Around you are frozen puddles as far as you can see, broken rocky ground. And this seems to go on as far as you can see in every direction for miles.
Awesome. So we're early afternoon now. We left in the morning, 6 hours travel.
That's right.
4 p.m., 3:34, around there. Yeah, we
I'd
just
assume
start
that
thinking
it's,
of a camping, right?
Sun up, so I would assume noon.
Oh, earlier. Yeah.
Okay,
Cool.
noon, 1 o'clock, something like that.
Cool.
So I think, we can see some mountains. We've got to get between some mountains to look at a valley. So obviously we have to make our way in that direction. During the introduction, I didn't really make note of everybody's character, and for purposes of like order and stuff, can people let me know what they're playing?
I'm a fighter 3.
Second level thief.
Yeah.
Druid. Second level druid.
Okay.
First level fighter, Mochi.
Okay.
Bass player.
I believe I'm not far away, but I am still a first level thief.
And I am a first level cleric. So of course I'm the one who's deciding what we're doing.
I can.
Who the hell put me in charge?
I'm
God.
willing to take point. 'Cause I have more ability to take a couple of hits.
Interesting, we don't have any straight ahead magic users. And since I'm only a first level cleric, I can't cast a healing spell. So in terms of spells, we've got a druid, and that's about it.
Arianista, she says, I know a little magic.
That's the name of the our liaison?
Yes.
Arianista.
Wow. Liaison. So I would assume it's a tomb, right? So let's go logic. Probably like a religious place. They wanted it to be nice. They probably picked it in the idyllic spot where the maybe symmetrical.
Yeah.
Looking for symmetry and I don't know.
Possibly
Okay.
also the angle the sun could be at. I don't think we know enough about the area, but the sun hitting a specific area at a specific day. But we don't have enough information to go on there. So
And I don't ever hide anything in these games. So like, I'm not gonna say, oh, you have to search the hex, or oh, did you search that?
Yeah.
No. So the only features that you can see right now are kind of in all directions, kind of 270 degrees, is the open marsh. From where you came from is the road, and then to your left, because you're traveling west, to your left you can see mountains. Those are the only features from where you currently are.
Yeah.
You think the mountains are several hours
So I
away.
feel like we need several hours away. So I feel like if it's noon, we need to get to the mountains in any case, and that's probably about where we're going to want to set up camp for the night. So
At the foothills or something.
Yeah. We can see these two to the left on this diagram. We can see two mountains and what could be a valley between them. Sort of head in that direction and see if that's the valley of which they speak.
Does everybody have a tent?
Oh, let me see.
I didn't bring a tent, but I also didn't know what I needed to buy. I have a bedroll.
I have a bedroll. I have a horse and cart.
I'm going to venture that sleeping on a bedroll in freezing rain will have an effect. That would be really awful.
I had the money to buy a tent. I just didn't know if we were starting right outside the dungeon or what, so I haven't.
Of course. What about everybody else, though? Does everybody else have a tent?
I have one.
You have one. Does anyone not have a tent?
I do not.
Okay, so
people
don't have tents. I would say that if you sleep out in freezing rain on a bedroll, it will give you a penalty the next day until you can get inside and get warm. That's sort of what we did when we were adventuring in Dark and Tide last year. It's like you either have to be warm and dry or you have to be able to get warm and dry. I'll assume that you have, winter clothing. That's not in the game rules, so.
Okay. Maybe if we can make it to the foothills, we might find some overhang at least.
Yeah, or if you find something like that and can get dry, that would be something else. Okay, so you travel a few hours toward the foothills of the mountains. You can see that there are two big, conical, distinct mountains ahead of you. You can also see the wood line of the dark forest to your left front.
Damn trees are creepy. It was a good idea, Father, to bring us around. What do you guys think? Keep on heading towards the mountains?
Yeah, I think that's
it is 3 p.m.
Oh yeah, that's definitely our best bet.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Should I be able to pan around on the map? So far, I can only zoom, and the map in question is way down in the corner. I can't.
You should be able to. I right click and hold, and that's how I pan.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
That would be frustrating. Yeah.
Yeah, you use the scroll wheel, and you can, go out.
All right. Cool.
Does that sound okay, Mungo?
Could you say that again?
They were proposing something.
Futzing with the map. Sorry, guys, I was messing with the map.
Shall we press onward?
I think, head to the mountains.
Yeah, I mean, it's 3 o'clock. How far do we think we can get? It's winter, so it's not going to stay light for super long.
Right.
Are we able to get in under a little bit of shelters or a few rough trees or something we can aim for?
Oh, there's the whole dark forest there. It's a very thick canopy.
Oh, okay. I couldn't see the...
Oh, sorry. Just to describe it again. Yeah, so so you departed the road to the west and you went out into the frozen marsh, and then you turned left toward the mountains. You did that for about 3 hours. You're now in the foothills. You can see these two large mountains directly ahead of you. And then to your left front, you can see the edge of the dark forest.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I figure we want to make camp towards the edge of the dark forest. I mean, you don't want to necessarily go too deep into something called the Dark Forest, but set up camp somewhere a little dry, and take fairly aggressive losing my words here, watches, since we're at the edge of a forest.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've got 7 people. Well, not that we should necessarily trust Arianista all that much, but we can do 3 watches with 2 people awake for each.
I'll take first watch.
You travel for.
I'll
I'll describe what you see around you, and then you can. You travel for another 3 hours. You make it past the foothills to the edge of the dark forest, and you see a valley, and there are structures in it. Yeah, that's what you can see from where you are. Go ahead.
How
is it?
Go ahead.
No.
I was just going to ask how. The mountain appears very conical. Are we able to get a little bit of height up there to look down towards? Well, just oversee everything. Because if we're going to take a watch, that might be the place to take a watch from, where we can get a better look around. Or one person in the group, one person on the hill. I don't know. What do people think?
I think that'll work.
There are. I will provide the upsides and downsides of this. Here are the upsides. If you make it on the mountain, you'll be able to get above the level where the mist has fallen down into the valley and the obscuration. So you could get above it, like about 500 feet in elevation, and you could indeed see maybe several miles until dark falls, until nightfall. So you could probably pull that off before the sun sets. The downsides are primarily that you will lose hit points if you do not have a source of warmth. Like you are not going to be able to sleep in freezing rain, but you can build a source of warmth. You can do that. Yeah. But it will be visible.
Yeah, fire on the mountain is probably going to be pretty obvious.
From where you are, you might be able to conceal it. The bottom line is that basically the trade-off is if you do about a 500-foot ascent on the mountain, you'll be able to see really well, but they will also see you, hypothetically.
Ross, when you say there are structures, you said we can see structures like in the valley?
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about just trying to go in to something rather than stay out here?
True. That might be our best.
It might ultimately be safer.
We could if there's a door in there, we could always spike the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got spikes.
Yeah, let's just go in something.
Is anybody strongly opposed to the idea of delving right into the dungeon we've obviously come for?
No.
And just to give you your to make that decision, to clarify it, if it's a dungeon and you go in it, you will not be able to sleep in it. If it's above ground and there are buildings, you can absolutely do that. And they did that in Otherworld all the time in Albion. And they would, that's a boon because, okay, now we can build a fire and everything and we can actually get warm. You have no penalties at that point.
Now, you said there were buildings, or did I misunderstand?
There are buildings. You can see like a bunch of ruins, like ruined buildings. Like it looks like this may have once been a city.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
What else was I going to say? So if it's a building, you can, assuming it's safe, you can do the things you're describing. If it's a dungeon, you can't. I feel like there was something else I can't remember. Anyways. Sure, it's fine.
Well, I mean, I'm willing to go in at least do some investigation.
I know the return trip. So long as you can, how long you can go without sleep? I usually say you can go like a whole day, and then like if you go 24 hours and you haven't slept, you're gonna you'll start having penalties. There's nothing in the
Yeah.
book I can remember that says that. I don't even think the book says you have to eat. But I say
Well, it is,
you
I
have to
mean-
sleep and eat, or else you'll get penalties. Yeah. But
Well, I mean,
that's
we're
for
only,
yeah. Go ahead.
we're only 7-8 hours out of town so far, so we're not necessarily totally fresh, but we're not on the edge of exhaustion by any means.
Okay.
Shall we go, guys?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's at least find a dry spot, and then we
Yeah.
can.
Yeah. Scout out
Yeah.
one of these structures.
Heedlessly, we venture forth.
This first building. Let's
Well,
see,
with a
try-
little heating.
Try not to make too much noise as we approach. We got a rain going on, right? Is it freezing rain?
Yeah.
So maybe it's enough noise to muffle any of our clumsiness
That's a good thought.
or belches.
As you approach these buildings, in fact, that proves to be the case. Let me describe. I'm just going to scribble. So, by the way, part of the reason 200 XP for mapping, this whole thing's theater of the mind, including the dungeon. So, here are the buildings. I'm just going to kind of scribble what you see here. Let me make sure I have some good, easy to see scribble stuff. Nope. See, that's crap. Let me make it like a 5. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so you see a bunch of trees, and then so I'm going to try to do this kind of isomorphically, like as if you're looking into these trees. Okay, from these trees, you can see what looks like a partially ruined building poking out from one of the trees, and then a large main building that looks like probably 100 feet, across. And then on the other side of it, you can see that there's another building and another building just slightly off in the distance. This whole thing is maybe 200 yards or so from, where you are to the very farthest building or something.
Zigoy.
So, and let me, I forgot the whole point. Your plan is correct. You see, you hear noise. Some of these buildings are definitely inhabited. And, in particular, there is no doubt that the main building has got some sort of creatures in it. They're chattering in a language which only William partially understands.
Can I make out any interesting words?
They seem to be imbecilic. These creatures, they're only talking about food and the last person they ate.
All right, I communicate that to the party.
You're not sure how many
I-
there are, but there are a number of them, between a half a dozen or more.
Oh,
What do you think? What do you think,
So-
brothers? Beastmen?
Sounds like it. Hungry
So-
beastmen.
I was gonna say, so they're just talking about food and who they ate.
Typical.
So, I mean, it sounds like typical Georgians.
So it looks like
Okay.
this first smaller building, we could probably use the trees to maybe get up closer to it, and
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
it's either that or loop, maybe stay away from the middle one, maybe loop all the way around to the back one, but probably the front one first, right?
Yeah, probably
Yeah, and I
better.
mean that middle one is sort of the main one, so I'd kind of imagine if we're, if you're looking at if you're looking at a series of important buildings, it's probably not the smaller one up front or the smaller one behind. It's going to be the big one right in the middle. So that's, I think, probably where we need to get to in any case after we, flush those guys out or whatever.
I suppose some other important details. This area here, actually, these trees are not here, and this is swamp. This is the frozen swampiness. That area is just covered in mist. There is also a huge, like 15-foot wide, let me find it, hole in the ground.
Oh.
And then there's the little building. So your plan is to sneak up to the trees and go to that first outbuilding. Is that right?
Right.
Okay. You were able to do that, as you mentioned. The weather makes it to where you are able to remain very well concealed. The mist and the rain favors you. And you're able to approach this building, and this is what you see. This is a small stone building. Only half of its roof is intact. The door here is off the hinge, and part of the door has been ruined. From where you are, you can see part of the roof has caved in inside. Otherwise, you're not sure what is inside. And let's see. And now I'm going to roll a d6. And if Mungo, please, if you could roll a d6.
Three.
Among the trees nearby, you hear movement and voices. These are in Broken Common, and they're like, some of them, they're coming from the mists. They are about 30 or 40 yards away among the trees by the time you get to the building.
And the among us coming from the mists, referring to us, I assume?
Yeah.
Or, yeah, not referring to a third party.
Yeah.
Not that
these are obviously humans that are saying this among the trees.
Sounds like our competition.
Yeah.
Our financial competition.
I'm going to ask Arianista quietly if her boss has sent out other groups of adventurers that we might be meeting here.
No, certainly not.
Okay.
These could be ragged wild men.
What's that?
These could be ragged wild men.
Like me.
Madmen.
Oh, yes.
Twisted by whatever foul thing.
Are we able to determine the direction they're traveling, if traveling at all?
Yes. They were in the woods on the opposite side from where you're approaching. And they seem to be coming towards you, hear you, and stop.
Do you guys want to consider a parlay if we find anyone that can speak our language? And
that's what I was kind of wondering. On the other hand, I mean, they don't know how big our group is. We've got a relatively large group. If we take, 2 people, 3 people, and move towards them.
At this point, you hear a scream, and you hear a blade shove through gristle and sinew and bone, and then rip out the other side from somewhere ahead. And then you hear screaming, and they're running towards you.
All right. Well, I think
Ross,
the
can I hide in shadows?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do we want to just sort of back away a little bit and see if we can see who's chasing this guy or these guys?
Yeah.
Or
Yes, perhaps.
Is that the plan?
That's what I'm thinking is, yeah, draw back just a little bit to let whatever's happening happen until it becomes a problem for us.
Yes.
I think they're
I
running
don't-
towards us, right?
Yeah,
Well, but I think they're being
they-
chased.
Yeah. William's going to take to the shadows.
Okay. Oh. Put this down for a second and set this up.
Cool.
Six. And this is kind of what you see. I'll set you all up here. So this is abstracted now because it's not going to be to scale. It's not going to make sense to be to scale. Put you all down here. Put you your token. Let me make it smaller. And cutter is also real big. So we can get everybody on here. And I'm just going to duplicate Mulchi a couple times. The tokens look similar. Okay, so here you all are, and you also have a person with you. And then this happens. So
Oh.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A bunch of regular people, emaciated, extremely pale skin, covered in lacerations and wounds. They look half starved to death in rags, erupt from the trees ahead of you and rush towards you. You see one of them hewed, or you hear one of them in the bushes run through by a blade, and then creatures, not human, but they look like lizard, like humanoid lizard people, are running after them and cutting them down as they flee, as they run towards you. The humans are running towards you, but they have only heard you. They don't seem to know where you are, and the lizard creatures don't seem to know that you're there.
I say move aside enough for the humans to slip through and then attack. Or, we can probably flank as the lizard guys come through.
Exactly. I like where this is going.
Okay.
Does our helper Ariane, is her name Ariane? Is it Spider? Ariane? I forget what her name is.
Arianista.
Does she
Arianista.
Vargar will sort of like look over and say, so you know a little magic. Is it useful here?
Not against those things.
Okay.
And
Steel.
two more are slain as others run past. And it sets up a perfect ambush, and so they are surprised and you're able to act. Top of the round, declare spells and actions, please. Or I should say your plans and schemes and stunts and spells. No stunt. I suppose this is the plan, right? Any spells? No spells. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. In that case, anyone moving can move. Anyone firing a missile can fire a missile. On the first movement turn, you will not hit your allies if you fire a missile.
Awesome.
These are about 20 yards away at this point.
I'm going to fire 2 shots.
Sounds good.
I will too.
Your target is ascending armor class 15.
As will I. I will fire 2 shots with my short bow.
Oh, a 1.
Oh.
Slinging it.
Also, the thief, you were at +4 to hit. Everyone else is at +2 to hit because you're flanking.
William hits once.
Sorry, what was our target, guys?
Oh,
15.
Also,
15.
the terrain, that's I'm sorry. The thief is at +6 to hit. Everyone else is at +4 to hit. Yes.
I did not succeed.
Okay, so I hit, I think twice then, because I rolled a 12 first.
How much damage did you do?
Mulchi did 3 damage with his sling.
All right.
Ross, I got 4 damage once.
All right.
Mulchi like to just yells to me like, well, "Watch those people that ran through! Don't let them take our pack."
You take one of them out right away. Is anyone moving? No. Okay.
No.
Let's see here.
No.
That was your surprise turn. Any other spells? No. Okay. Roll a d6 for initiative, please. Mungo. Nice. You are able to act first. Okay. If anybody's moving, go ahead and move your token now. If you're firing a missile, roll to hit and damage. Just go ahead and roll all of it. D20s.
Are we able to move and attack at this point, or are they still too far away?
Well, I didn't. They are not too far away. And I didn't hear anyone say you move, so you're not going to hit your allies this turn either if you fire. That is to say, anybody can also move.
Ross, do we still get the modifiers
Yes.
for flanking?
Yeah, because you were
All right,
still
so
flanking. And you
William
have-
hits twice.
I did not hit anything.
3 and a 4.
All right. That takes out. This is really cool. This has a automated thing that it does. It figures out my hit points for me.
Nice.
Oh, plants.
Take out another one. Anybody else hit with any missile weapons?
I did not.
All right. Did
No.
anybody move? No
No.
one moved. Okay. With that, they see the threat. There are about almost half their number have been slain by surprise. 7. They succeed in their morale and they roar and rush into the trees to fight you.
Yeah.
Who is in the front rank? I know Ralston is.
Ralston will be, because he's
And Mulchi,
beefy. He's covered in plate and shield, and a
Mulchi because I'm crazy.
hand and a half sword.
Okay. They attack you too. All right. Does a 16 and an 18 hit Ralston? I think 16 does
18
not.
18
does.
will hit me.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
You take 1 damage from that, and then it tries to grab a hold of you, and it misses. The other one, or the other two,
Breath.
Nope.
does a 18 hit Cutter?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. It grabs a hold of you and does 4 damage as it bites into your neck on where your clavicle is at your armor. Blood flies up into the snow nearby and the ice as you wrestle this thing. All right, back to the top of the round. These people, they flee behind you and cower and whimper in the snows. Likewise, your companion does. She does not get involved.
Now, we had just said, first in the first rank. I mean, these are spread out enough that. But am I still able to attack? I'm sorry. I guess I was just letting people go first. But I was going to, if someone's being held and being bitten, I would walk up and hit that guy with a mace.
I didn't hear anybody say that they moved, so that you are not adjacent to any of these monsters.
Okay.
Okay, so top of the round, any spells? No spells, okay. Initiative, roll a d6. Mungo. Going for a 5. 6.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. All right.
He's a keeper. He's a keeper.
All right. Now you guys do not have flanking bonuses because they've turned to attack you. You do have a terrain bonus if you are still firing missiles, but if you fire missiles and you miss, you will hit Ralston or Mulchy. All right. Anyone moving or firing a missile?
I was going to move to attack.
All right. You can move your token if you're moving.
Oh, I'm trying to grab. I don't know which William is me.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, it's
Move you
okay.
up, and then
You can left click drag the whole map and it'll select whatever character.
Since
I
I wasn't in melee, Ross, can I attempt to get around one of them?
Yes, absolutely.
Going for a backstab, I would like to do that. I just don't know which one to grab.
Yes, you can get behind them. I absolutely believe you can do that. So
Okay.
yeah, I'll just put you behind there. It sounds like everybody's moving up. Is that what's happening? Is everybody fighting?
Yeah.
All right. All right. Roll to hit. Roll to hit. Yeah. Your target is assuming armor class 15.
Do these gentlemen have more than one hit point?
That's a good question.
Oh, hit dice rather. Hit dice.
They do, sadly. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Mulchy hits for 2.
I got a +1 to hit this gentleman.
I can't see my roll result. A bunch of 20s went out.
Whoa,
I
I
logged
hit.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Varga hit. I
I
missed.
think that was just me that rolled the 20. Let me see something here.
Varga, Jake.
Yeah, no, that was not me. Yeah.
Okay, that was me rolling a 20.
Yeah, I was like,
Woohoo.
wow.
Shit.
Yeah, I missed.
If you're not sure, you can roll again.
Okay, Ross.
Yeah.
I'll just do it again. This is I.
Nice.
Okay, and then plus
yeah.
4, I guess, from behind.
It's
I got,
maximum damage. You roll. No, it's double damage. You roll your damage and it's double.
Yep.
If you're a thief.
And this is with William is using longsword.
Yeah.
So
2d8. All right, so I saw.
William does 5 plus 3.
So there's 8 damage. Okay, so let's see.
So I
you
did
took
4
out-
damage,
and then I
unless
saw
there's something for a critical, which I don't think there is.
No.
just automatically hits, which is important. Okay, 2 of them are slain. I will do one more morale test. Oh, I did the wrong thing.
Free
The AD&D morale test.
Free.
They pass. They are going to stand their ground and fight to the death, these last 2.
Bad choice.
All right. Did everybody attack?
Yep.
so.
I missed.
Yep. Good.
Oof.
Claws.
1 and... I don't think it's giving it its bonus to hit. But I'm not
Don't
gonna,
look like
I'm
it.
gonna
No,
mess
it's
with
not.
that, right? Yeah, I don't know why, but this is actually from the compendium. But anyways, this is for Ralston. Ralston, you get hit
Okay.
for 1 damage from this
Okay.
thing. This other one is like still hanging on to you, Mulchy. And it's trying to eat you. That's an 18, and the rest of them miss. So this thing that's like trying to dig into your neck, it does 1 damage to you, Mulchy. All right.
All right.
D6 for initiative, Mungo. Mulchy Mungo.
Mulchy Mungo destroy. Roll 600 dice.
3.
Simultaneous initiative. All right, so I'm just going to roll
Oh,
for him.
man.
Me too. I'll let
Yep,
Ross go first.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, yeah.
allowed it.
I'll attack a man.
Lots of claws.
Looks like we maybe got a couple of hits there.
Oh, nope. Gosh, been rolling crap all night.
Throwing ahead of me.
I don't know if the 16 was mine.
Yeah. It's getting disorienting.
or-
I'm going to roll an analog die, Ross, if that's okay, because I can't.
What you, you know what? I will make sure that I get your right token next time. And yes, please do roll analog dice. No problem.
Yeah.
Do that totally. But
All right. William gets a 10, and if he's still flanking, that's +4, but that doesn't hit, right? What are they, 15?
it's 15, and you're not
15, yeah.
flanking now. Yeah.
Okay.
So there's no bonus to our rolls?
There is a no, not at this point because they're on the same ground, so you no longer have the same the terrain bonus. Anyways, Ralston, not Ralston.
The one that's
Mulchi, does 16 hit?
Yes, I have a 15 AC.
All right, you take 1 damage from the claws. This thing's just like, and it's like on Mulchi, like it's like on Mulchi's, like on his neck, trying to eat him and stuff. Mulchi's like wrestling in the snow. Mulchi's blood is like dripping around the ice. Go ahead.
Varger, if I can, like move up to get the one that's on Mulchi. I rolled a 16 to hit, so I'm gonna go up and stab the one that's on Mulchi.
Okay.
That'll do 2 damage.
Okay. It is clinging on to Mulchi. Okay.
Step it again.
Anybody else hit?
I did not.
No.
I do not know.
All right. We're doing our thing here now, so let's do 1 initiative. Mungo. Oof, 6.
Oh.
Okay, we might do more than 1. We'll just resolve that then. I'm not going to let that disadvantage you all. Let's do 2 more initiative rolls real quick. And I'm going to just slot this out because these guys are going to fight to the death. Okay, so you're going to get to do the next one.
And 4.
And the next one. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to go around the table. And actually, let's just resolve the first one. I'm going to let them go ahead and do their attacks. Okay. I think 2 of those are going to hit Mulchi.
Just the 15. The 14 does not.
Well, yeah, I haven't done it this time, so I won't do it this combat. But they should be getting a plus per their HD to hit.
Okay.
But I won't do it this time because I haven't been. But they
all good.
I don't know why this system wasn't doing that, but
If you created a weapon, maybe you had to add it individually per weapon.
it's preset. It's like in the Swords and Wizardry module, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't do that. But anyways, this is not a 5. Don't worry. But it is a 3 because it's a D3. So you take 3 damage, Mulchi, and then the other one is attacking Ralston.
Okay.
2, 3.
That 17 would hit.
Okay. You take that is 2 damage.
Okay.
Okay. Now, I'm going to go around the table and resolve 3 attacks, starting with Cutter. Cutter, could you do 3 attacks, please? Just chuck them out.
ESG. Okay. Just 3 attacks?
Yeah, 3 d20s and 3 of
Okay.
your weapon damage. Just, and then I'm going to go to the next person. We're not even going to do math yet.
Who's the next person? Set it up.
Hang on, I gotta do 2 more. Sorry. I thought I said 2.
If you use the Foundry, you can click on it like 3 times, and there you go.
Yeah.
Just like that, and then do
Good hits.
3 of your damage too.
Okay.
This may resolve this problem anyways. But actually, I don't think so. These are pretty tough creatures.
Get him, Cutter.
I was gonna ask, so this is melee, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So that's 1, 2. So that was 2 hits.
Your weapon does D4?
I'm using a dagger.
Ah, okay. Yeah, okay, good.
Melee.
Okay.
That's why I tried to.
Does this count
So-
as a backstab because he's a thief?
Are you a thief?
I am a thief, yes.
Well, you'd have to be behind. I didn't, but anyways.
Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Backstab has specifically states.
Let's keep going. William, you are behind. If you could roll
Yeah.
3 attacks, so just 3D and chuck them in your thing. 3d20s and 3 of your damage.
All right. 17, 18, and 9.
Bam. Okay, so I saw the damage from the previous one, and let's see the damage.
Okay, so
This
he's
is
got a long sword.
Quadruple damage
Oof.
because it's 2 backstabs.
Okay, so 48. 7, 1,
Nice.
5, 4.
Okay.
So 17.
All right. Let's see here. Vargar. Okay, that's 1.
Oh, 1. Sweet.
You only have to get, and there we go. That's enough. All right.
2.
These things have stood their ground to the bloody end. One of them like clinging on to 𝕬𝖃𝖊𝖗𝖐𝖊𝖗 the whole time, just like biting into his neck. Finally, do you have a quarterstaff? A Vargar?
I have a heavy mace.
Does Vargar have a quarterstaff?
He's got a spear.
A spear. You take your spear and you pry this thing off of him like a tick, and then stab
Ooh.
it in the snow. And the snow is just like, seeping with ichor. These things smell. 𝕬𝖃𝖊𝖗𝖗's blood is around. 𝕬𝖃𝖊𝖗𝖗, you're dizzy, and then you hear people just whimpering. You smell urine everywhere.
It's kind of like this.
It is a disaster. It is awful out here right now. But here you are. People whimpering in the snow. 2 of them holding each other. One of them curled up into a ball, and all these things are dead at your feet. And you hear noises from the main building as you hear.
Well, I think we have to. Some people watch that main building and make sure that we're not going to have visitors anytime soon. 𝕬𝖃𝖊𝖗𝖗, are you close to dead? Do we need to do something about you?
I'm feeling great. On top of the world. Statistically, I'm down to 1 hit point.
Whoa.
Oh no.
Okay.
Bite my face meat.
I'm ready to
Do we-
fight.
I'm
Does our
down to-
druid have healing? Do we have a
I prepared
Mm,
speak with animals.
Oh, awesome.
That'll work.
You could have talked to him.
I don't think they had
I don't
anything
think that
worse.
these would have spoken back.
You think you have moments to either decide to flee, hide, or dive into that building. They will tell you.
Let's,
by the way, they will tell you that that goes down into the crypt. That building does.
Okay.
My suggestion would be let's look for obvious valuables on these guys and GTFO with
Yeah.
yeah.
Just
Same.
go back
Run
to
away.
town.
Sam.
Do you
Sit
wanna-
back to town.
Yeah.
You're thinking?
Okay.
Or at least far enough away that they won't pursue.
Okay.
Yeah,
we
we
can
have
camp
to
and
get
maybe come back
these-
the next morning.
We need to get these 3 people back to safety if
Civilization.
we can.
Oh, excellent news.
Yeah, okay.
Well, partially excellent news. We're going to figure out what you see and how much time you have to get it and how much risk you want to take. That's going to take me a second here. I have determined that these were in fact hauling valuables.
Nice.
They do have bags on them. It seems they had stolen or recently raided your species.
Why does a lizard man have a credit card or a Rolex?
This guy pays rent.
Why does he have a Rolex?
Lizard
Why?
man rent is getting high, man.
Why?
It's something shiny. Oh,
30.
So I
I'm
think
Go ahead.
out of character, I think this lady is from the Byzantine Empire. She's from like Anatolia or Greece or
Yeah, that
somewhere.
sounds right. Yeah.
I don't know. I just think that'd be kind of cool. I don't know. Just put that out there.
Since we only have a brief moment here to figure what we're going to do, we're going to maybe grab some of this stuff. What I'm wondering is, we've got a group potentially coming after us. I don't know if any of us is faster than the others. The thieves are a little more light-footed. Do we want to like grab a couple of these dead lizards by the feet, drag them 200, 500 feet in one direction with the trailing ichor, drawing them in, say, towards the marsh there, and the rest of us go back away from that area and then meet up.
I think that's a
Split
good idea.
the group up. Well, not split the group up, but split the attention
They
following us.
They are
So
heavy
probably,
with big bags of coins.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, well.
I say we just take the bags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can
Yeah.
count it later.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, like,
Of these bags, one of them is probably, let's see, it is probably 40 pounds. The other bag is about 6 pounds. No, wait. One of them, there are 400 pounds of bags. They're like fat bags of coins.
Wow.
And then the other one is 6 pounds. Yes, 6 pounds.
Should we take a
I did-
quick peek and make sure it's not all copper?
Or human ears.
Yeah, okay, you
Something
open some
weird.
bags and they are in fact full of absolute trash, just like copper and stuff. It's true.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's not
William
true.
got tricked once. He learned.
Nice.
oh man.
This is probably 4,000, so it's about 40 gold pieces worth of copper bric-a-brac.
But only if we manage to drag 400 pounds back while
Yeah, I'm
we're being
not-
chased by whatever that is.
You quickly open one bag and it does have 60 silver pieces in it.
No.
Well, let's take that one and skedaddle.
We'll pay
At
for dinner.
least, yeah. We'll take those prisoners with us,
Yeah.
or slaves. I don't, or whatever we want to call them,
Whatever
captives.
Get turn
Could
the
be
tent
it.
into a makeshift cloak to put around them as we get them back to town. Hopefully they don't freeze to death.
Let's not
Yeah.
turn our back on these people and think that they're just harmless. I heard rumors of cannibals and strange creatures
True.
fighting each other over here, so who knows?
Hey, Varga, this might be our
Doesn't like they're
moment.
going to put up much of a fight.
So I missed that. What do you do with the people? You grab the bag of silver, I presume, and then
Yeah.
leave the
We're
copper
going to
stuff.
bundle the people up and get them back with us. Once we're out of range, take like a tent or a bedroll or something, turn it into cloaks. As a cleric, from what I understand about the light of law, we treat our neighbors like as we treat ourselves. Golden rule. So let's, as long as they don't seem to attack us, get them back to town with us.
Not only do they not seem to attack you, but you nearly need to carry them back to town, which turns out to not even be that hard. They are badly
Yeah.
emaciated. They weigh just about as much as that one of those bags of copper. So
Yeah.
you are basically able to carry some of them and help some of the others. And you get back to 𝕬𝖚𝖋𝖍𝖊𝖗 and the Bloody Bowl Inn on the as deep into the evening of the 5th of Einar of Darkentide. And you discover that these are citizens of 𝕬𝖚𝖋𝖍𝖃. And
Oh, wow.
they are able to tell you that some things about the complex, because they were kidnapped
Nice.
and dragged into there. Apparently, there are humans that live in the first level going down into the earth, and they have lived there for eons.
Oh.
And they worship something called the Dark One.
Oh, very good.
And beneath that, far into the earth, going down and down and down into the darkness, because it was only dark down there. There was no light. The beings apparently don't need light, and so they've lived in the dark. They're nearly mad. They don't know how far down, but they feel like it went down a very long ways. And there are all kinds of beast creatures, and they keep human slaves down there for sacrifices. And that is where we'll end the adventure for the night. Mythic Mountains RPG is a private online play club that focuses on folk RPGs. Folk RPGs are the games that belong to all of us. They're what actually happens at a table between friends. It's their voice that has the authority on what is fun and what works for them. Weekly, we upload our games to allow others to sit in with us. The channel isn't monetized. We don't own the artwork, music, software, or games shown in these actual plays, and you can find links to their authors in the description. Like, subscribe, and share if you wish, or don't. Just like games in person, you're welcome to pull up a chair, sit in, and watch some of our games. No performances, no fancy equipment, just regular people playing folk pencil and paper role-playing games and having a good time. We hope these games will prove a source of enjoyment to anyone just wanting to listen in, anyone looking for examples of how actual groups run and play folk RPGs, and most importantly, if you haven't found your group yet, you're welcome here at ours.